I just arrived here at the warehouse, so the good thing is the car has been sitting here overnight, should be stone cold. So one of the first things I'll be doing is just capturing a cold start, and we'll see how long it takes to crank, how it idles, and we'll check for smoke. So it seems to be holding its own right now, so I'll go ahead and set that. Verify the lights here. We've got low beam, high beam works, the left turn signal. Yep. And right turn signal. That works, and then I'm going to go over back. Okay, right side turn signal, yes. Left turn signal, yes. Step on the brakes. Looks like, oh, yeah, we got brake lights. And then reverse. We've got the headlights on right now. The license plate light's not working, and the running lights, they're working. Here on this video portion, what we'll do is we'll do a walk around, point out some blemishes, and then do the paint meter measurements as well. Looking at the front grille area, headlight assembly, and what have you, there's nothing too much that's jumping out at me here. Looks pretty straightforward, solid. Minor rock chips here on the front panel here. There is like an indentation, maybe where they thought it opened from the front and they pried it, or who knows how that happened, but that's my best guess right there. Chrome, it's decent, right? I don't see any peeling. Just it is a little rough to the touch, but maybe this can get cleaned up. Grill, good, nice and secure. Let's start getting some readings, starting off with the hood here. 3.5. I'm not seeing any paint prep issues. Looks pretty decent. 5. I've been running across that lately, but so far decent. 6, 4. If we get a reading of 19, oh, like that, there we go. Reading of 19.7 there specifically, that's an indication of body filler. As far as how much, I don't know. The only way we can tell that's 4.5 is by sanding it down to bare metal, and we can see how much is in there, but I don't think it's necessary. All right, we just know that there's a little bit of body filler. Didn't see too much more anywhere else. Left front tire, sidewall looks good. Looking at the windshield, didn't see any obvious signs of chips, cracks, or delamination. Bright work looks decent. Didn't see any dents. Operation is decent, just a little scuffing right there. And then the front chrome piece here looks pretty good. I'm still going to analyze the door panels, but you can just see where there is like body filler use and some little tweak, some rock, or not, some chipping right there and touch-up work. A little bit of rippling there. 5.5, 4.5, 3.5, and 4.5. There was some bubbling here too. When I had the car up on the lift, it was really obvious. Here you don't see it so much, but it's there. Rocker a little banged up there. Chrome is decent here on the handles. And before I move any further, just a quick look at the convertible top. Looks nicely done. Quarter panel, 4, 5, 13.5, 4.5, 4, and 19.7, so some body filler down there. Let's take a shot of the side view here. Okay, nice. Something need to review this as well. I don't know if it's going to pick up on the blistering that we saw earlier, right? And then you can see it here. I can feel it with my fingers when I run across. Just move back a little bit further. Chrome here on the back looks decent. Tail lights, I didn't see any cracks. And trim looks good. 10.5, 19.7. Let's get another reading there. When I get these high readings, I always like to double check. Okay, probably missed a sweet spot. Okay, most part looks pretty good. Just some little prep work issue there. Back window, a little dusty, but looks good. Okay. Backside there, Trunk 3.5. Here you can see the gap. It's pretty wide right there. 3.5, 5, 4, 3.5. Chrome looks decent. Still need to look at the trunk area. I'll do that later. Okay. This is a little light. No, I'm not saying that's just a little fiber or something. 4, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 4. Okay, just some more chips and touch-up work there. All right. 2.5, back window looks decent. Passenger side, just this wing window here. It's got the lamination. 3.5, 5, 4, 5, 5.5, 4, 4.5, 8.5, 3, and 4. All right, shot of the glass here. No chips, scratches, or delamination. At least nothing obvious. When I run my hands across the paintwork, it is smooth to the touch. The paint's got a nice luster to it. But you know, we did see the prep work issues on the left side. I always like to capture the doors, how they open and close. Okay. Let me try with the window slightly rolled down. Okay, pretty solid. All right, try that again. Okay, I can feel it catch just a little bit, but I've come across a lot worse. And let's just do the left side here. Oh, I mean, that's really nice. Okay, huge difference. Left side really nice, right side not as nice. Another final view before I move on. You gotta watch where I'm going. Okay, let's see here. So I've already unlatched it already. I've got the windows rolled down, just make it a little better. The switch is right here underneath the dash here. So here we go. All right, so it looks like it tucked away nicely. Then I'm gonna do it one more time, going up, and then back down again. It's a little too lengthy though, but I put it down, and I want to make sure I was able to guide the top down just in case it slammed shut, which it didn't. It was kind of a soft lower, and then back down again one last time. Okay, I don't see it hanging up at all, right? Seems pretty smooth, seamless. And then I'm gonna leave the top down while I shoot the interior. That's like prime condition right there. And back down again, and then I'll let go. All right, so once you get the engine warmed up, then it seems to idle without issue. So looking at the exhaust, I'm not seeing any smoke coming out, right? And I'll be checking it periodically as well. Looking at the gauges right now, just above the empty mark, and the temperature, we'll see if that climbs anymore, but just below the quarter mark there. And I still need to check everything here. Here at the engine bay, we'll just check the radiator right now because I already have the cap off. Check the fluid, didn't see any kind of spot contamination. I don't see any bubbling as well. So I'm going to put this back on right now. Okay, looking at the pulleys, don't see any wobbling. They look pretty straightforward. The hoses still nice and soft, right? And shims right there, bushings look good. I'm kind of just putting some weight on it now. I don't see it shifting from side to side. Here you can see, the frame as well. Firewall looks like it's in good shape. Looks like we got a little bit of smoke coming here off the exhaust. Maybe some oil dropping down there. Or I can see it there on the back side. Brake fluid I can't check. Well, typically when it's just a quick release, I'll take a look at that. Looking at the, luckily the air cleaner was off, but they said it is here. I'll take a look at that before I leave. I took pictures all the way around of that. There's the captain numbers there on the intake manifold. And the distributor, I'll check the point. It's back on, so you know, it's something I won't be able to check for you, unfortunately. You know, there was a technician here that can do it for me. That way, just in case something were to happen, he can address it. Firewall, you know, you can see some little paint runs there. And then looking at the front area. Okay. All right, same view of the pulleys. Check the oil, transmission fluid. You put some weight in here. Look at the operation of the suspension. Don't see it shifting from side to side. I'm not gonna stick my hand any deeper than this now because of the heat, but I got the cap on the frame there. Okay. A firewall. Shot of the wiring. Okay. And the side view of the carburetor. And then let's check for smoke. Alright, so that's quite a bit of smoke coming out of there, and some blow by. And battery tray area looks pretty good. And let's take one last look at the exhaust. What's going on there? I'm not actually going to let it run or idle for probably another 15 minutes or so. That way the engine gets nice and hot, and then it also will heat soak the suspension. So that way when I road test, if there's anything that's kind of loose or has excess wear, hopefully we can pick it up on that road test. All right, moving on. So I'm going to go ahead and rev it a couple times so we get that on video as well. Seems pretty responsive. And then let me hold the RPM for a little bit. Just the tiniest of a misfire is what I can hear. And then I'll let them go. We'll see how it idles again. All right, idle seems just a little high, right? But everything's buttoned up. A couple operational issues here in the interior. So we know that the lights work. We checked that already. Turn signals are operating. On the ceramics for the steering wheel, there's cracks here. There's cracks throughout the ring. Horn does not work. Okay, let's see here. Blower fan does not work either. Right, radio. This works. We'll see if that comes on again. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to warm up. Oh, there it goes.
Thank you, Tiger. We're out.
Okay.
You know who stayed with Tiger?
Okay, so we know the radio works. I'm not sure about the clock there. I already looked through the glove box. Windshield wipers didn't work. Tried those already. Lighter is not working. And what else? Parking brake is working. I've got it in neutral. I'm at an incline, and it is holding the car in place. And power top, we know that works. I showed you the operation of that already. Sun visor's good. Good outside or rear mirror, nicely secured. And and then seat. I tried to move it, but you can see where it's not showing up on the video, but it's binding up on the right side, so that's not moving. Do a quick little tour of the underside here. So just looking at the front bumper supports. Nothing's really grabbing my attention here. Looking pretty straightforward. Looking at the frame here now, we're seeing some surface rust. Okay. And the surface rust so far, nothing really grabbing my attention. Okay, assembly looks good. Wheel turns freely with the drum brakes. I don't see any signs of any leaking calipers from here. Right, and just a quick view of the wheel well area. Looks like it may have been worked a little bit there. Let's check out this side here. All right. And then here are the lower suspension here. Rubber mounts look decent. Okay. And then I got as many casting numbers as possible there on the engine block, and I've got still photos of everything, so they came out pretty good from what I can see. I did see some moisture coming here from the front end here, but when I was reaching in there, I cleaned that up a little bit, so there was wetness coming from the front crankshaft area. Right. Looking onward, and then got all those other casting numbers as well. Let me see if I can get it on the video too, just as a backup. Okay, got all that. You can see all kinds of wetness too. So engine is leaking from a couple of areas. Also here, there was some wetness coming down here, and even though it was dried up earlier, you can still see a little bit right there. All right, transmission, got the ID number there, and then there's some casting numbers as well. I was able to get those. Moving on. Yeah, so lots of wetness, right? And you can see where it's leaking from the nose cone area. Right. Moving on. Frame, no issues here. Looking good. Right here we can see a little bit of metal rot there. And then here on the opposite side here. Let's check the closing side. Just a little bit there. We're on the right side, and you can see a little bit on this cross beam support. Frame rail looks good. Another view of the transmission. Okay. Exhaust looks like it's got a new exhaust system. Alright. Here, okay. Alright. Alright, here we got some more metal rod here on the right side. You can see it just in several areas. This kind of thing kind of quiet right now, just as I'm looking around, so I don't focus so much on talking and more on observing. It's more looks like some welding there. And I've got still photos of everything as well, so just as an emergency, I like to do photos and video in case there's something that we pick up on the photos and wish we've seen something a little bit more, and a lot of times the video will support that. Looks like we've got some more post-factory welding there. Right there as well. All right. And I know I saw some more metal rot here. You can see here, some metal rot there, here, here, and there. Okay, some more bird droppings or welding. Okay. And that is the view of the underside. I was trying to get like a little side panel view too. Okay. Yeah, so on the other side. All right, so I'm already seeing some waviness, blistering. I see blistering right here, here, and I'll be pointing this out when I do the top side. Wow, okay, so we've got some panel separation here, Bondo work, and then here on the door and on the rocker panel. So definitely it's got some cosmetic issues going on, or a little bit beyond cosmetic, right? And it's just, I can see the waviness here too along the wheel well. You can see the panel gaps off, and some more blistering here. I've been road testing the vehicle here for about a good 2 miles now. I'm not going to go out in the big surface streets. I'm going to stay in this business complex because it cut out on me once and it was kind of difficult to restart, so I would literally be stuck. So I'm going to go ahead and just go through everything right now. I've already gone through the lower gears, but here you can see the odometer or speedometer is just kind of bouncing around there. Let's see here. So I'm going to let go of the steering wheel, and this shoots to the left, and then I step on it, and then even more so. So quick acceleration, so it's going, and then step on the brake, and you can see just wow. Okay, so it's really pulling. Just a quick little stop there, and moving on. Go to the light here, then I'll go through some more gears. Okay, let's go to stop. See, it's when that idle drops a little bit, where it makes me nervous. So I'm gonna go and drop pop it to low. So here we go, low. And shift, okay? So the shifting seems seamless, right? Unfortunately, I can't go very far, or I choose not to. But I don't hear any abnormal noises coming from the back end, like whining noise. I know it's like a concern we had, or maybe any issues with the transmission. Not hearing any obvious clunks coming either. I'm gonna do it like a wide turn right now, and then, so obviously no power steering. And I'm gonna head back. So in drive, I'm gonna step on it. And again, okay, that shifting seems pretty decent. And then I'm gonna make my way back here. And this time I'll experiment even more, because now that I'm so close to the dealership. But I'm gonna step on the brakes abruptly again. And here we go. Pulls over. And then the idle. Okay. Oh, and there it goes, it cuts out. So I'll try to restart it right now. I'm gonna just pull over to the side, neutral, and see, it's not even starting right now. There it goes. Oops, and let's try it again. One more time. Okay, so there we go. All right.